Go.
See. 1, 2, 3.
There you go. Let's go. There you go.
Yes, sir.
It's close. See, weird.
What the? I didn't. I didn't say feel.
I mean,
That's how me and brother to do.
I thought I didn't know. I thought we were about for a snap or something.
It's time, fellas, man. We got to cook up for the people, get the people what they need. The world's champs. We are here, man. EL2A. A lot of stuff going on. Gil from married today, fellas.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's feel.
How y'all feeling right now about getting married? Would say it pays to have good friends?
Pays to have good friends. Literally, I only got a couple, and the ones that I called,
I'm cashing mine in right now.
we'll see. I do believe we wake up in the morning and have some blessings rolling in. But man, let's get it started. EL2A podcast. Welcome world. Welcome family. Welcome everybody that's watching this podcast right now. You have tuned into the EL2A podcast. Exposure leads to access. I'll be your host, Mr. Jamie Gilmore Jr. To the right of me, I have Mr. Military Man, Mr. Myles McConaughey. He also got a name, that Mr. A bunch of things. But this is Mr. Myles McConaughey. To the right of him, you got the Rocket, Mr. Eddie the Rocket Rocker. So, man, this is the EL2 podcast where we will be talking about any and everything. We'll be talking about business. We'll be talking about personal development. We'll be talking about politics. We'll be talking about community issues, hot topics. We'll be talking about your grandma, your mom. No, I was just playing. We'll be talking about a whole different issues. But our whole mission behind this podcast is to create individuals who create cool or build the mentality to do for self. That's all we want for you. We want you to take the information we have here to get your brain going. We don't want to think for you. We don't want you to believe everything we say. We just want to get the engine started, and we want you to be able to do for us. Take the topics, take the conversation, and be able to go do your research and figure out the way you need to go to be able to do for yourself. We feel too many people right now are walking around idle, or walking around letting whatever the government say, whatever your mama say, whatever, you're just running with those beliefs when you need to do the research for yourself. So creating that do for self mentality, fellas. So what you think? So when I say do for self, what do you think? We'll go around like a round table. I'll start with you, Myles, and I'll go to Eddie. When you hear do for self, what does that mean to you?
When I do for self, I think about, really, as you already alluded to, about, building up things that you need to move forward in your life. A lot of times people try to rest on the efforts and works of others, with anything, anything based in society. A lot of times people wait until somebody else comes up, create something, and then they just get a loose benefit from it. But, you don't always have to wait. You can go out there and get the information for yourself. You can go out there and network for yourself. You don't always have to wait for somebody. We have too much of that. Too many people wait for the government. They wait for society to say that it's okay to try to, do things or to innovate.
For sure.
But that's not where innovation truly comes from. It waits on no man. It comes out of the person.
Rocket.
It's self-explanatory. Do it for self.
Yeah, yourself.
What can you do? Just like Myles just said, what can you do without somebody else helping you out? How can you reach a level of success, or how can you get yourself out of a situation without leaning on somebody? You know what I'm saying? Just being able to learn from whatever it is that you're dealing with, whether good or bad. That way you can teach the younger generation, because at this point, you always say the youth are our future. So when you do it for yourself, a lot of times you got to think of how it's not directly going to impact you, but how it's going to impact the next person that's looking up to you.
For sure. Chain reaction. Even what we got here, so you think the EL2A podcast. So on this podcast, you see our logo right there. It has, hand-breaking chains. And when you see those chains, most people, their mindset goes to slavery. And, it's not slavery as in sense of, what happened in the past. It's the slavery of your mindset. So many people are trapped in their minds. And what we're trying to do through the exposure, through the things that we're going to be talking about, it's going to lead you to break those chains. And that's what we're doing here on this podcast. So when I talk about exposure, man, exposure to me in my life, man, exposure, being exposed, being able to leave Ocala, Florida at the 18 and being able to see the world beyond exposed me to so many things, and it would allow me to break chains that were chains that I see hindering my friends or hindering people that didn't have the access to leave. So when we say exposure leads to access, when you only know what you know. If my ceiling is here and this is all I can go, I can't get higher than until somebody takes me outside and I can stand on top of that roof.
Right.
And what we're doing through this whole podcast, through this communication, we try to get you to be able to stand on that roof. We trying to be able to share our experiences, share our knowledge. I think these fellas are pretty smart. It's some smart individuals right here. They got some good games that guidance, attention, and motivation and education that we're going to be spewing off through our conversation. But we start all our podcasts off with mental health checks. So the reason we do this, we think men, specifically black men, we don't check on each other. We don't have conversations about how we feeling. We was taught to be tough. You know, we stomped our toe. We was told you all right, keep going.
Right.
And you built the mentality of just, overriding your feelings, overriding what you actually feel just to get through. And now being an adult, you're able to look and be like, man, my feelings matter. My feelings navigate my behavior. And I had to get a control of my feelings and my emotions to be able to control my behavior. And so now we want to check on each other, make sure we all doing well. We always start our podcast off with asking each other, how you feeling today, brother? From a scale to 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best.
I say today I'm a 9. I said 9 just because a little bit tired, but that's it. So, only one thing I can really say. Other than that, it's a productive day. It's a good day. We got a good team. We've been off on our own a little bit. So it's always good on Tuesdays or on certain days where we all collab back together. So other than that, it's a good day.
I'm about to say Rocket Smith.
What I would say is
Keep your teeth.
Man, I went to the dentist today. Oh my God. I'm sharing my feelings right now. And I was in the, as a young kid, they had the drill in your mouth. It didn't really bother me. Now I'm older, it just close. I don't know. It just made me cringe. Yeah. So with that, I'll say a. She said, I asked the lady, and it's crazy. I asked on a scale of 1 to 10, how was my cleaning? How was my mouth? She gave her 8. She said I need to floss more than what I was doing. And I guess that's why I was hurt. So hopefully by the next time, I'll be a 10 with her. That day when I go see her and I come on the podcast, I'll be a 10 then. So,
and that's another thing. So I heard this topic before, but the thing with the dentist, how is it that our teeth, the teeth that we have, you need to brush, you need to floss, you need to do certain things to keep your teeth clean. We will not floss our teeth until we know we got a dentist appointment coming up. We'll go crazy for a whole week. 2 weeks, you'll go crazy. Flossing, brushing. Why is that? Why would I wait? Something I can literally do, but I don't wait until the moment of when I know I got to go. What is that? What is God?
we not doing for something. I think too, it's like, I don't know, like the little dental stick things.
Yeah.
I think if you have them in your car, I think you have like a greater chance of doing it. But it's something about
I am.
I use them. I guess I just don't use them. And that was a question that I asked. Is it better to use the floss pick, the floss picks, or is it to use regular floss? Yeah. Because they're like, I feel like I use them, but maybe I'm not going deep enough. You know what I'm saying? So it just gets to the point, I guess, to answer your question. I don't want to get a bad rating out of most people, and we don't say it, but most people care more about other people's opinion than themselves, because you'll walk around knowing you feel it like, but use it. Okay, I don't want her to be talking about my teeth. Man, see all in my mouth. I got to be so clean. So you rather the opinion of somebody else than your own opinions. It's crazy that you even brought that up. But we got to do better in that same way. So do it, man. Make sure your teeth clean, bro. Make sure your teeth clean. How you day going 1 to 2?
Me, man, 1 to 10, I'm going to say a 7. So if you don't know, today is September the 19th as we're recording this. I don't know what time it is roughly right now, probably a little after 3. We are in the midst of a gift mirroring event. So for you all that don't know, we're part of organization Cut Different Inc. with male mentorship. Our mission is to guide young men to own their greatness. The EL2A podcasting is an extension of Cut Different. The mindset, the things that we do they align. So today, Gift Mirroring is a 33-hour giving campaign. So it started this morning at 10 a.m. and it ends tomorrow, which will be Wednesday, September the 20th at 10 p.m. This is an event. It's a competition. But let's put it like that. Let's not try to be sweet about it. We competing against other nonprofits that are doing great work in our community. But we're competing to show that we have the greatest supporters in the world, which we think we do. We think we have great supporters, great families in our organization, and they help us push our mission forward. You asked me what I'm feeling in 1 to 10. I'm going to say a 7 right now. The reason I'm going to say a 7 because the event has been going on for what? It's 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, about 5 to 6 hours right now. The amount of donors that we have in this 6-hour time span, it's not up to my liking, not up to the standard of which I thought it would be. So that's kind of disappointing because I expect more out of our families. I want them to, support us. We go hard for what we do. So think about this. If you're giving your all each and every day to a certain group of people, and when it's their time to go hard for you, they don't go as hard as you go for them.
Yeah.
That gives you a feeling of disappointment.
Yeah. So,
am I okay to feel that?
because even with that, so you say we go hard for them, we involve our families in the midst of us going hard for other people. We step away from our family to go hard for other people.
Sure.
So, like you say, great point. At this point in time, we asking you all, our community to go hard for us.
Like I said last night when we were doing the journal topic, say, a lot of people always think that they have to wait until they're a millionaire to help others or do for other people. And yet, we're not millionaires, but what we give is something that, money can't really buy back, which is time. You invest your time, you can't get those minutes back. You can't get those hours back, those days back. So we're giving something that we can never truly get back for ourselves. $10, $20, $30, $100, you can make that back up. You can sit there and get that back, but I can't get my time back.
Yeah. And that was the point. So we asked our families a minimum of $10. This is not a bashing moment. This is a teaching moment. This is the moment to show when you're a part of something. Don't expect somebody to give you more than you give to them. Every relationship should be equally beneficial. And that's not to say, because you could get in a relationship with somebody that has way more money than you, and they may be giving $1 million, but their $1 million is your $100. But as long as you're giving that $100 and you're matching, you equal sacrifice.
Yeah.
Equal sacrifice, and that's what we asking. So as we doing this work, and as you, the viewers that's watching, any relationship that you get in, equal sacrifice. It don't look the same. Just because this person's doing one thing doesn't mean you have to do the exact same. You just have to make sure that you're putting in the equal sacrifice, equal time, the equal amount of effort. And that's what, when it comes to when we're talking about how I'm feeling, it's just off that. And I know, don't get me wrong, that our Gift for Mary campaign is going to be excellent. We have a whole another 24 hours left. We got a lot of time left, and we're going to knock it out the park. But I just want people to know that in life, and anything that you do in relationships and business and working environments, you got to get equal sacrifice. You can't be watching somebody giving some more and you know more than you, and you okay with it because you're like, oh, they got it, they good.
Yeah.
Just because that person may be carrying themselves in the right way, and when you see them, they jolly, but you don't know what happens when that person goes home, and when that person isn't in your sight, how much they may be, going through it, and but you're sitting back because you see them and you're like, they good. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I feel in this moment. So, we are good. Don't get me wrong, we will be good. But that's just how I'm feeling, man. So again, EL2A podcast family. If you haven't, I know you're watching right now, subscribe to our page, subscribe to, our YouTube and all the things that you see this video on. But the conversation we want to go on today, we have a culture phenomenon going on. We have a something that's never been done before. You had the likes of, so in my lifetime, I'm not old enough to know Jordan, and I know Jordan, but I didn't see Jordan.
Right.
You hear about the things Jordan has done, but I wasn't old enough to see it. One thing that I have, son, I've seen the greatest basketball player that ever lived. I've seen him play at high school, and I've seen him play in the NBA, and he's still playing with us today. His name is LeBron James. All right? So I was able to witness that greatness. There are some people that see LeBron James and bashes LeBron James today. I can't understand it. I don't understand how you bash greatness. I don't understand, even if you don't like it. Like an example, people talk about Jordan, people talk about Kobe, and they say they're the best player. I never, ever bashed Kobe or Jordan. I just think LeBron's better. But I have anything bad to say them cold brothers.
Yeah.
How in the world can you say something bad about greatness? All right? So that's LeBron James. That's what we're talking about today. We got the great Primetime Deion Sanders, the head football coach at Colorado State. Primetime, as you don't know, Colorado, I'm sorry, I said Colorado State. At Colorado, Primetime, if you don't know what Primetime is, the greatest defensive back, cornerback that ever played the game in the NFL. He took on after his play. He played at Florida State, Okay, I'm gonna give you time out here just so you don't know, so y'all can catch up. Played at Florida State. He went to the NFL. He played for a couple teams, the Falcons, the San Francisco, a couple teams, Cowboys. He played for a couple teams. Great NFL career. Shortly after the NFL career, he started doing a lot. And he played in the MLB while he was in the NFL too. Devil Sports, in the professional league. Unheard of stuff. Shortly after, start coaching. Coaching little league teams, coaching his son, a black man coaching his son from a early age, youth camps out of Texas. The fast forward the story, he got over to Jackson State. So it was a big thing. He was a head coach at a HBCU, Jackson State. That wasn't enough for some people. They was like, what are you doing? What's he going on? Why is he here?
Right.
He isn't going to blah, 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 whatever they were saying. Greatness, bashing greatness. Right. He took the opportunity to leave Jackson State after he won 2 SWAC titles at that university that hasn't been winning. Had the likes of all types of celebrities come to that institution to Jackson, Mississippi. Let's not forget that. And goes to Boulder, Colorado. Now, we're in a situation now. They're 2 games in. They're 2-0. I mean, 2-0. 2-0. What I said, 2-0. Man, what's wrong with me, bro? 2-0. It's still 0-0. This ain't, man, I can't say, oh, you said them 2-0. Just 2-0. What I said, 2-0? Brother, you ain't though. But, so 2-0. Yeah. And these brothers are at the top of the game right now. He said he had a slogan that said, we coming.
Mm-hmm.
We coming. A lot of people didn't believe it. And now he's saying he here. Because he's making a state. And he has his 2 sons. One is his son's a quarterback, and his other son is Satan. They contribute to the game a lot. My point, all that is saying, this man has done all these great things. They even say the sidelines look like the BT Awards at this man games in Boulder, Colorado. And people still find a way to bash this man's name. Mr. Myles McConaughey, Mr. Eddie Rock. Why isn't greatness good enough? Why isn't greatness good? Somebody answer that with offer.
I guess, because greatness is that they don't know what greatness look like. I mean, you not that you don't know what greatness look like. You don't know what it takes in order to be great. The sacrifices that it takes in order to be great. And then when you see somebody that looks like you in that greatness that you probably didn't expect, because like you said, I mean, he was coaching at Jackson State. They didn't have a good season. They'd worked good before he came.
Right.
So he's in Jackson, Mississippi. He turns his team around, does great things. Then he goes to Colorado. Colorado was cool.
They didn't win no games.
They, for lack of better words, Colorado.
They didn't win any games the year before.
Yeah, so they didn't win at all. And now you start the season off with greatness. You're starting the season off 2-0, 2-0.
Knocked off a top ranked team the first game.
Yeah.
Now you're going into, you know what I mean?
Not just the top ranked team. They were actually the last year national title. They were runner-up. So, I mean, now you're seeing this happen, and it's like, I don't even think it's the fact that they just hate was done, because they didn't expect him to do it.
Yeah.
So when you sit and talk about, why do people bash him? Like, man, I think that's really what it is. He's accomplishing things that other people haven't done, haven't had the motivation to do it on their own. When they could be great as well. Yeah. They just chose not to. He's doing it. So now you got to sit back and talk about somebody that's doing great things.
Yeah. So it's you think it's part of, so you what I mean you say, so it's the thought that they can't do it and they're watching it, so they're on the sideline watching it, so it's a sense of hate, I guess.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say hate. It's just hate. Because, I mean, he hasn't done anything out of the way, just like you say, you talked about LeBron James. Just like you said, he's won all these titles since high school to the NBA, and you hear people talk about all these, they try to bring negative things on his name when he has yet to do anything, brother.
He has no blemish.
Yeah. But you still try to bring him down when he hasn't done anything. Yeah. So that's hate. As simply as just hate.
Yeah. So what you think, sir?
I agree for the most part what Eddie's saying. I think it go a little bit deeper. I think a lot of times when we see black men excelling, we always feel like it has to be in a pretty much like a cliche or a repeated format. When we have somebody that's doing something like to this point that goes against the grain, I think a lot of times our people just don't really know how to look at it from the point of view, like you said, that it's something that hasn't truly been done before in this manner. And so it's a weird mindset because it's like, you know, we hear about how Mike Tomlin, a lot of people feel like he's you know, he's overly criticized. You know, Steelers, what they made it to the playoffs every year since he's been a coach. Something that's not really repeated in other coaches, yet he's always underneath the lens. And then it segues into the conversations where they say we don't have no black coaches or black, you know, people are tired of football. They're not given a chance to be a head coach. And here we have Deion, who's done it twice with two different teams, you know, and he stepped up in the level of his field. So it's just weird that we'll say one thing, we get it, and we instantly demonize or find fault with it. So it's something to be said about that mindset. It's off.
Yeah, and it's funny because you get on the social media, you see, you know, people that hate the conversation that are saying, they try to find what he's not doing.
Yes.
Or even leaving the Jackson State, or you leaving the HBCUs, or leaving the black person to go benefit, but you don't look at his staff and see all the people, the black people that he are helping. Yeah. So it's I think it's the lack of really trying to evaluate what's going on, and it's so easy to nitpick and stuff, or to find what's wrong. And I think that's even going back to our community. Everybody right now, everybody talks about a problem. Everybody, if you go to social media, if you can search problems and see all the problems that come up, you have a feed full of problems, but nobody wants to focus. Today is a solution day. They're literally open up with 33 hours of solutions for you to don't pick from 150 of nonprofits and pick a solution. And people are slow to do that, but they're quick to talk about the problems. So are you fellas saying we are our own problem? Are we our own problem? Are the people our problem? Because we rather talk about things to do, because we're trying to create the do for self mentality, fellas. All right. So what's going on?
I definitely say that we are our own problem. I mean, you got to get out. You got to get out of your own way. It's crazy because so when you look at just like so you said somebody that's creating a solution. Deion is creating a solution. He's showing you people that look just like him, or just people in general. He's showing you that it can be done, but you got to be willing to put the work at. Yeah, you got to be willing to step away from the naysayer, because there's been a lot of hate that could have knocked him off his rise to where he's at now. Since he's been playing football, since NFL to where he's at now. There have been a lot of hateful things, hateful messages that came his way. We hear, we see it, but I think he's been able. He's as a leader. I mean, to me, he's a leader because now he's showing the world again that it can be done. So I feel like we are our own.
Bro, even at Colorado State, bro said I take my hat and my glasses off when I talk to the people.
Yeah. What's that he should say? It's just an interview. Yeah. He can conduct himself in his interview how he see fit. Whether you agree with it or not, like that's his business. Why you got your spoon in another man's bowl, bro? Like it makes no sense. And the biggest thing about Deion I like is that he said, I know who I am.
Sure.
And so when you know who you are, it doesn't matter, because you know who you are, you know your goals, and now you're executing. A lot of these people that hate or who bash people who are doing those things, they don't know who they are. They spend their whole life being told how they have to be or what they got to merge themselves to in order to get success. And subconsciously, they see that their life really ain't progressing, right? But they're being told, well, you got to fall in line. You got to do this. You got to do that in order to make it. But their lives really not reflecting that. And then here you go with a bold, black man who's saying, I know who I am. Yeah. I'm flashy, but guess what? I'm going to still put other people on. I'm going to still take care of other people. I'm going to create a platform where everybody can eat. It's like a confliction. It's like, well, all my life I've been told that as a black person, I can't make it. Yeah. I have to sit there and wait for the person to nicely give me something. In order for it to nicely be given to me, I have to toe the line this way. Yeah. But now we got this man who said, nah, I'm walk, I walk. I'm a step, I step. Yeah. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to respect that, because I still hold myself in a manner worth respect. And so it's like they're so confused on seeing Deion, seeing LeBron, seeing people and say, okay, yeah, I can be myself and still make it. I don't have to sit down and follow your orders. But it's like a fear almost.
That was the thing I was about to say, because imagine imagine if Deion would have allowed the hate to stop him from doing what he's doing.
Right.
He probably would have stayed at Jackson State. He would have never even realized that he could have gone to Colorado or whatever school that he may go to in the future and still have that level of success.
Yeah.
So, and you just made a great point, because as people in general, but more so, as a black man, I think you and I were having a conversation on the way to Tallahassee the other day, and I was just saying, I do remember there were times where, if I should have done, I know I should have done something, but instead I allowed the thought of what other people were going to say stop me from doing it. And then when I actually do it, when I actually still go through with it down the road years later, it's like, dang, I should have did that a long time ago.
Right.
So that level of success that I reached, or whatever I achieved at that point in time, I stopped my own growth because I allowed what the haters and the naysayers stop me from reaching that level of success. So again, when I go back to Deion, he is a leader. He has shown us that it can be done.
Yeah.
And you know what it says? So again, you have I'll say you have people that are not arrogant. You have simple-minded people, for the lack of a better word. You have simple-minded people that don't understand that threshold of not allowing people that other than themselves stop them from reaching a level of success.
Yeah.
So now when you do see this man that I'm gonna keep my shades on, I'm gonna keep my glasses and my jewelry on, or my hat and my glasses on when I talk to you. I've been this way all my life. And regardless of what you say, I'm gonna still do it. Because while I'm doing that with my hat and my glasses on, I'm still reaching this level of success. So no, I'm not going to take my shades and my hat on tape, because I'm going to continue to be me. So I think that to anybody, and I say that for most, young men, be yourself. Be okay with who you are, and don't allow other people to stop you from doing what you're doing. Like we say, we creating our own narrative.
Yeah.
With Cut Different. We're creating our own narrative of how a nonprofit can be. We don't do what typical nonprofits do. And I think that's where we're finding much of our success, because we're not afraid to continue to do what we're doing, knowing that we're standing on our own morals, knowing that we're doing it in the way that God see fit for us to do. So our level of success, we're rising, and truth be told, not to knock it, but when we say that there hasn't been, many people donating money to us right now, they may not like what we're doing. They may not like the level of success Cut Different has gotten to because of the way that we're doing things, but we're still moving in the way God wants us to go. So for us, like you said, we're still gonna be good.
Yeah, and the thing is, you have, like you said, people spend too much time listening to other folks. A successful person and a person that is lacking in success, they both have people around them. The people all the time, you really examine those who struggle with success or don't have it. Look at their friend group. I can tell you, it's going to be a huge overlap in what, it's going to be like a very bottom numbers type of way that their friends are moving. If their friends are doing things that their lives are full of distractions more than anything else. The successful person, he's listening to people too, but his people are saying, hey, you can find success in your own way. As we say, create and write your own narrative. If you want to have success in this profession, you can do it if you are a quiet, laid back person, but this is how to do it. How to keep moving forward while keeping your core intact. See, people who don't have success, they think that they're being individuals, or that they're sitting there moving on their own, chasing their dreams. They're not. They're moving as a single entity, and all these people have very self-destructive mindsets and lives. They all sitting there, to make excuses. They allow each other to dodge accountability. You see it all the time. Somebody will sit there and say, well, I wanted to do this, but I end up doing this. And instead of that friend saying, hey, well, you ain't go as far as you want to because you did yada yada. Tighten your shark group up. And you saying it out of love and respect for the person. They don't want that friend most times. They want the friend that said, oh, man, yeah, you ain't get that because, the system. And it's easy to find comfort in that. Yeah. And I think people, they chase that comfort instead of chasing that, getting outside their comfort zone, having friends that's willing to call you out on your stuff and say, bro, you better than that. Yeah. You can do better than that. Clean it up. And in fact, I'll help you. Some reason we run from it.
If Deion was a white man, you think he still faced the same amount of criticism that he's facing now?
Nope.
If he's a white man, why you think not?
Prime example, Conor McGregor. Everybody loved him. When Conor McGregor first showed up, it took so long before people started to see Conor for the type of person he was and saying, well, he's just dumb. He's just talking too much. So he ain't doing this, that, and the other. But when he first showed up, people loved him.
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
They flashy. I'm going to talk my talk. I'm going to go in and perform. And people loved him for it.
Mm-hmm.
It was celebrated. It's something about, when it's us where we already know that we're going to catch flack from certain individuals. But we shouldn't be catching flack from our own.
Yeah.
That's the difference. These people, they have a fan base, a loyal group that embraces them. They love that type of mentality, the attitude that they have.
Mm-hmm.
But soon as one of us, you already know that you're going to get be humble.
Mm-hmm.
They talking too much, or they brag too much. But for the other person, it's passion, it's intensity. So we know that's gonna come. That's accepted. It's like, okay, well, they're gonna talk. They ain't gonna stop me. The way it hurts is when it's your own people, and you hear them say, well, we want more representation at this level. We want more people in this, and you trying to do it, and you painstakingly put in the hours to hone in your craft, and then your own people turn around and be like, well, you ain't do exactly how I wanted to. So now, I can't support you at all.
If I try to find a reason not to support you, basically.
Yeah, I mean,
go that way. Yeah.
They say black, it's the stereotypes that black fathers ain't involved in their kids' life. They don't sit and do the things that they should for their kids.
Mm-hmm.
You got LeBron sitting there. Yeah, I was about it. You got LeBron and Deion both in their kids' life.
Pop off.
Both of them, their kids doing good things, stepping up, and you still have something negative to say.
That's what. So you asked that question. You said, if he was a white man, Mill, would the critics would the white male still get the same critique as Deion? I asked you that question. Do you think, as a father,
A question with a question.
but because I just want you, for the viewers to understand, because if it was a white man, a white male that was a coach on his team, and he had both of his sons on both sides of the ball, how great of a father would he be to the world?
Yeah.
But you got Deion that's doing the exact same thing, but we have people that's shunning what he's doing because of the way that he dressed. That man's been in his kid's life, to my understanding, since they were babies, and he's not only as a coach, but he's been showing them at the same time that no matter what other people gonna say about you, continue to climb your ladder.
Yeah. And my whole aspect of it, I think, so to answer your question about the white male, I'm pretty sure he would, be praised high. But the thing about Deion is bigger than what people see. And I think a lot of people think at the surface level. So a lot of people, they just think about the feeling of what they feel. You know what I mean? So if I like the Florida Gators, or if I like the Seminoles, and Deion took Travis Hunter from coming to us, Deion was from there. I see something where they were saying Deion said he ain't Florida State because he ain't graduated from that.
Right.
Those emotional things that make a person draw hate and not look at the bigger picture. So there's little things that happen. Or my team just not maybe good right now, and I need a punching bag. And so the big dog, you know what I mean? He everywhere. I'm gonna make him my punching bag. But I don't want to diminish the cultural support that he does have. There's a group of folk that are already saying there's a meme going. I know y'all seen it. They say, I got my team, but Deion for the coach. You know what I mean? So there's a rally, but I think so many times because, and I always say this, love is the number one language. Love is the number one language in the universe. Everybody can understand love. There's no way in the world that you can think there's more hate than love. And there's more love in the world. Hate is just stronger. You get what I'm saying? So if I hate you, you have to know it. People can love. So like Give for Marion right now. People can love the heck out of Cut Different. Talk about Cut Different all the time.
Right.
But they not going to go out their way to show their love. No. If this was a hate thing, hate Marion, we'll get it. Boy, if somebody hates you, then hate burns. Or they hate burns. So I have to tell you because it's going to hurt me if I don't tell you. Yeah. I can sit on my love. Hey, bro, when they see you, hey, boy, I see what y'all doing. That's hard, man. I see, but you ain't never seen the light. You never seen the color. You never seen no support. But they're watching. somebody that hates something, they can't just watch it. They have to let you know that I hate it. And they're going to put the thumbs down. They're going to comment and say, I hate this, or find something to say about it. So it's a thing of people just, the negative thing. You know what I mean? Negative.
But so to that, I got a question for you. So if you have people that say it is to the utmost importance that we do certain things to revitalize our community, to sit there and show a good example in our community, and that is what they care the most about, is family and culture and camaraderie amongst our people. If that is so important to them, why are you allowing superficial things to drown that out, to blind you from what that person is accomplishing that fits those goals that you say we need?
Yeah.
How do you think that works in their mind?
Yeah. And sometimes, because you have to, in order to think like that, you have to put yourself in that mindset. And I try to skew, myself away from thinking in that mindset. But I think some people, bro, I just think so many people are in the moment. So people know, okay, I want a better community. I want black males to stop dying. I want whatever. But when Deion comes across the screen and I don't, whatever, you know what I mean? I'm having a bad day. I just can't see past that.
Right.
I want to spew hate to Deion. But I really can't understand. I don't have words. I can't tell you why people hate Deion. Like, I could, for the life of me, like, people don't understand the greatness that we watching right now. Like, this moment in time that we are witnessing right now is like the biggest thing since, what they say, sliced bread, bro. Like, for prime time. So a Hall of Famer to turn into a coach that coaches his son. His son is running for the Heisman. Right. They're 2-0 in the pet. You know what I mean? Like, this is the story. Is beyond. If you turn on your news, ESPN, you always see Deion. Like this at Colorado, they got college game day in Colorado. They had college game day in Jackson, Mississippi. You know, like, this thing that we watching is beyond our years. Me personally, I take notes of Deion. I watch Deion's social medias and look how they, in the confidence they builds my confidence up. Because I'm like, I subscribe to that. Okay, that's what I like. That's what I want to see. That's what I would want to imitate.
And he speaks the truth. He speaks the truth. He'll sit there and make a post, and he'll speak, unapologetically about it. He'll speak the truth. And I think with that, plus his success, he is effectively turning himself into a mirror.
Yeah.
And anytime you become a mirror, we talked about before in different conversations, anytime you turn yourself into a mirror, you make people have to analyze and look at themselves.
Yeah.
And so when you sit in there and you allow yourself to get merged to a mindset that we're a people that are so incapable of doing good without somebody else helping us, it does something to you to see people doing what you convince yourself you can't do. And so, especially when we go from, the pro type of talk, like with Deion, that's a realm where, honestly, a lot of people are not going to be. A lot of people not going to be college coaches. A lot of people not going to be college football players or pro. But when we break it down to the level about people doing things in the community, you see that same mentality is there. So even where it's a individual at the level in which a person at home, seeing something happen and saying, okay, this is somebody local. I could do this because they're here. That's not a Deion. I can go down the road and see these brothers. Mm-hmm. Yet they still, like, they feel like they're a world removed. And that lets you know it's a mindset. It's something that certain people have a mindset where they say, you know what, I know I was told one thing, but guess what? I'm going to challenge it. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to hit it in the mouth as many times as it takes to truly see if there's something stopping me from owning my greatness, doing what I set out to do.
Right.
And then you got other people who just, they wake up and they accept it.
Yeah.
And to those people that wake up and accept it, it's like they take it as an insult when you doing what you're doing.
Yeah, and if you're waking up accepting it, this podcast is for you. So the person that just waking up out there and you waking up and you just take what life gives you, you go and, you just go with the flow type of person. And you feel a little urge in you, that burn, but you still just go with the flow. But it's something in you that you want to fight back, not in the literal sense of actually fighting, but you want to, give back. You want to take control over your life. This is for you right here. These conversations is for you because through the conversations, through the mindset, so repetition, you hearing people, even like a Deion, like I say, me personally, I'm a leader in my right. But I look to other leaders to get advice, to seek, what they're doing, to imitate, representation. You got to see it. So for yourself, tuning into this podcast, to this conversation, man, you're going to learn. You're going to learn the do for self mentality. You're going to learn that, it's so much more out there in this world, and we're going to expand your mindset. We're going to expand your way of thinking. And, you got Mr. Military Man here, Mr. the politician. He's going to start talking about the political stuff. Even right now, we got an election going on. People probably don't even know that's going on right now. The mindset of that, a literal election for, in local politics is a serious thing. People always, they want to look at Donald Trump and everything that they're doing to talk about Joe Biden. Well, that's not really affecting. It's important, but things that are going on here that actually are affecting you, and you don't even know. You can't even name a local politician, a city council person, or, your mayor. Those are the dangerous things. But through this podcast, because we're going to have conversation with these people, local politicians and even politicians, abroad, that we're going to bring them here right on this platform. You're going to be able to learn, their policies. You're going to be able to learn different things that you didn't know. What cool these people are. Why are they here? What are their jobs? And, what are they doing? From people in business. Different business people will have here. You get to learn business. We got people from all different industries. We're going to have them right here on this platform, and you'll be able to learn from these people. So these conversations, man, what are y'all most excited about the podcast? Both of y'all, what are you most excited about having a platform where you can come up here and speak your mind freely, where nobody controls you, and you're being able to control that? I guess I'm trying to give y'all something. But giving my stuff to y'all. What are y'all are looking forward to most about this podcast?
Yeah, I mean, for me, basically, it's just being able to one, come up here and be able to talk about whatever it is on our mind, and to be able to elaborate, and in hopes that the viewers that hear what's being talked about, what's being discussed, the people that they're meeting are getting informed, because you only know what you know. You know what I'm saying? So if you only know so much, going back to your example of the roof, if I only know so much and I can't get on top of that roof, then you'll never go any further. But that moment we bring somebody, we shed light to these new things. Okay, well, so for the people that see Deion as, oh, he's just this flashy man, but yet still you're not understanding what it takes to be this man, or what it takes to endure the things that he's done been through. I think when you break that down, when we're able to give them that part, the meat of it, I think some people may understand, like, okay, maybe it was my own fault. I may have not looked at that in its totality to really see that he is a great man that's doing great things for not only for his family, but for the world in that aspect. So being able to show other people all the views, giving them a different perspective, because a lot of times we perceive things in a certain way until somebody else brings it to our forefront, to bring it from another standpoint for us to see, like, okay, yeah, now you are right. This I was seeing it in the wrong light. So I think that's one of the big things. Just being able to show them, giving them another way to view something or someone.
My biggest thing is just showing them that it's okay. We talked about before. Being able to develop your own mindsets. Being able to sit there and say that just because I was told something in the past, or I hear that I have these limitations, that it's okay to challenge it. It's okay to go out there and try to find these answers, or a path forward, and that it's okay to truly shoot for it, because I'll speak for me, especially I come from a family that's nothing truly special.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't come from a family that was rich. I didn't come from a family that had a lot of power.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can be up here, I can speak truth to the situations or the things that's going on. If I can speak my mind candidly without a muzzle, or feeling like I have to doctor what I say because, or what do they disagree with me? And that if I can sit up here and interview, important people of our community, then everybody can, because there's nothing inherently, special about the family I came from, where these people owe me anything. Yet because of the people I surround myself with, the mindset I've allowed myself to develop and really hone in, this is why, I'm up here. So really challenge yourself and let yourself know that it's okay to go for it.
And, for me, it's being with these brothers. So, and I agree with both of them, but for me, it's being with these two brothers and pushing the narrative forward. So we do have our our organization Cut Different Ink, whose mission is to guide young men on their greatness. This platform is an extension, and we hope we can reach an older crowd. So we work with young men 4th to 8th grade. We want to, we will hope that they will watch this podcast, but we understand that they probably would rather watch Castanet or somebody on YouTube, which ain't no problem. We hope that their parents, that, the older generation that we don't, work hand to hand with day to day, that they will be able to tune into this and get a mindset, and we will be able to build a relationship through that. Me personally, I watch podcasts and I build relationships with, I never met these people, but I feel like I know these people through the connection of me tuning into their podcast weekly. I will pray and hope that this platform will be that same connection for you. I hope that you will tune into it and feel a connection through us and through our words and through our, the wisdom that we give off, that it will be able to help you, move you, that you will want more. You will want to tune in and you will want us to do more, and we will be able to create more. This can be a spinoff to where we're having retreats and different other things through the relationship in the community we build through the EL2A podcast. So you all that's watching this, man, you're a part of our community. We just need your support. And I want to say this before we check out. Coach Prime, if you're watching this, if this message gets to you, brother, keep doing you. Keep pushing the narrative forward. Keep pushing the narrative forward.
Yes, sir.
Keep being a disruptor. We love you. We need you. You're so needed in this world. You're so needed especially for me, for a black man to see you doing what you do. You motivate me. You encourage me to keep going, and for me to be a disruptor, and for me to be okay with being myself and standing out and not, taking on the criticism head forward, knowing that I'm doing God's work. And you're a man of faith, that you're not scared to show that. You're showing that God is who's pushed you to go forward. And I know God, got our back. God is here with us. God is the reason that we're here. So, Coach Prime, I thank you, and keep pushing the narrative forward. I know you're going to see this, too.
Can we get some of those shades?
Yeah, send some shades. I mean, we need them shades. And, and send some tickets, too. And I'll tickets, too. Hey, you'll get the plane. You get us a ticket to the game or something, man. But other than that, man, EL2A podcast. Y'all brothers got any last remarks before I close it out? Anything? Look at the smile there. You tell these brothers, and you're like, y'all don't know what to say out there. But man, this podcast will be released every Thursday. So our first one will be the next Thursday. So what Thursday? Y'all know what the date is? What's the next Thursday? Anybody know? So we can get these people a good date. Next Thursday. Let me know.
Thursday, the 28th.
The 28th. So next Thursday, September the 28th, you'll be getting this podcast. You'll be hearing this podcast September the 28th. In the week, every Thursday after that, you'll get a new podcast episode. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss it. We got some special people that'll be right here on this stage, right here tuning in, giving you that game, that guidance, attention, motivation, education. You don't want to miss it. So you're tuned into the EL2A podcast, and we'll see you next week. Let's go.
Tickets, man.
Yeah, we need one. Friday, I can be the dick. No, you just need tickets. Friday, we need that.